Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm here with a different laptop, and here we have an HP Pavilion Gaming laptop. This one is a model 15. It comes with an iCore 5 9 Gen GTX 1650. What we're going to do in here, I'm going to show you guys how to do your own service, how to open up and repaste the heatsink, the CPU and GPU. So let's get into it. First thing first, you want to get yourself a nice opening tool set. I use the UFIXTEK tool set. We're gonna be using Phillips number 0. So grab that. Also, we're gonna be needing a tiny magnet. That's an optional. The tiny magnet is there to just magnetize the tape or just hold them, pull the screws out. And the other thing is you need an opening tool. I use a guitar pick metallic. It has a nice soft edges. It doesn't cut and it doesn't scratch. Also, you need a tweezer. Any type of tweezers will do, any metallic ones or plastic ones. All right, let's get into it. First thing first, you want to remove the 4 screws right at the back end of the laptop. 2 on every rubber legs by the rubber legs. So remove those. These are the same size, so don't worry about mismatching these. So you just want to open it up. The magnet is right here to help it to pull the screws out. All right. And the other thing is you remove the 3 screws right in the front end of the laptop. These are the short ones. All right. Now we got those in. What do you want to do? You want to grab your laptop and open it up in 45-degree angle a little bit. So, and grab the guitar pick, shove it between the top and the bottom cover right there. And you want to just twist it around. Just go all around, twist it. You're going to hear some clicks. That's normal because that's what you want to get. You want to release the clips to the side. Go all the way to the back. Do the other side. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get in there, but there we go. Once we got the front and the side, do that by the rubber legs at the back right there. Do the other side, and now you want to do the tricky part is at the back. Right here is right about 2 millimeters inward. You want to stick it right there, go across, and that's it. Now when you want to pull the bottom cover, sometimes you're going to hear something is holding it right here. So there's 2 tiny clips, plastic holding it. So you just have to pull it out. So grab it from the corners and just pull it out. You're going to hear clicking. Mine didn't do any clicking, but yours will do it. Is these 2 clips right here, they hold it from here. You just have to pull it out, and that's it. All right. Now we're gonna, first thing before we do anything, we're gonna disconnect the battery. The battery cable is right here. Just pull this cable out, just like that. Next, remove this cover right here, put it to one side. The heatsink is right here. There's one. Let's remove the screws for this heatsink. There's a metal bracket holding the fan right there. So let's go ahead and remove everything we can. I'm gonna remove the magnet. One screw. These are the tiny one. Always watch the video if you don't know where the screws go. So we remove that one. There's a tiny screw. And this one is the same size as this one. So the 2 corners are the same. These are the short ones. All right. You can just go ahead and lift up this one and pull the cover out. There's one more screw right at the back. All right, that's the same. So there's one right here. These are supporting bracket, so you don't actually press down on the fan. Remove that. I would suggest to remove the fan too, because I don't want to rip these things up. So let's do the same thing on this side. So there's about 4 long screws and 2 short ones. There we go. Now you can go ahead and lift up the bracket right there. Now, next we want to remove the 4 screws for the GPU and 4 screws for the heatsink. They actually share one screw right in the middle. This screw head is busted, so you have to actually be somebody tried to open it and they just damaged the screw head right there, so we're gonna fix that one. They have actually 1, 2. Let me try with a different screw bit. I don't know who did this, but this one is too tiny. I'm gonna use a flat one. Yeah, let's try with a flat one. Flat head right here. And see if we can get this one up. Nope. It's really tight. This one I got it open. No. There we go. We just a lot of pressure, but we don't want to damage what is not damaged. I'm using a flat one right now, flat head. I don't know why they put it so hard. Alright, now I removed most of the screws right here except one because this one is kind of damaged. So what I'm gonna do, see what other way I can actually remove this one. I might need a little bit of bigger flat one right there. No. No. So what I might have to do, I might have to cut this one right through here. If your screw heads are damaged, we just do a little bit of tiny line right here so you can put a flat screw right in middle so you can open it up. This is what happens when you don't use a proper screw heads. Obviously this been opened before. So what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and do a tiny cut right there. Before I do a cut, I'm gonna try one more time this smaller flat screw head. Nope, this is not gonna work. Let me go ahead to make a nice insertion cut right there, and I'll be back. All right, as you can see, there we go. I made a nice insertion right here on the cut, and I'm gonna use a thick flat screw head, and you're gonna place it right on top, and with a little bit of the force, it should just easily come out. Obviously, we're gonna trash this screw and we're gonna replace it with a new one. So always make a cut right in middle, and you can use a flat screwdriver to pull it out. Don't use these rubber tricks and that, they don't work. Alright, now that we removed all the screws for the heatsink right there, we need to remove the screws for the fan. Before that, we need to remove this ribbon cable for the LCD cable right there. Lift up this hinge and pull out this cable right there. And just untangle it right there. Remove the jack for the fan. Just pull it out. Now in here, same thing. Remove the jack for the fan. There's a Wi-Fi or webcam. These are the speaker cables. Just remove the speaker cables. Untangle it. Leave it on one side. The fan cables, same thing. Pull it out. I really don't like yanking on the cables. I pull them from the jack out this way, but these are flimsy cables. And we gotta remove this cable for the power jack. So the power jack cable has to come out too. It just slides out. Just use a slightly thicker gauge cables. You just have to be patient with this one. Try to remove it. There we go. Almost out. There we go. Now untangle this one from the side of the fan. And also we have the Wi-Fi cable that goes right through here. I don't want to remove the Wi-Fi cable right here. I just want to untangle it. So just lift up and pull it to one side. There we go. Now go ahead and remove the screw for the fan. Right there. And there should be one more screw. No, I guess that's the only screw. So there's one more screw on this fan right there. Remove that one right there, and the heatsink should come out pretty easy. So lift up the heatsink. This Wi-Fi cable's right here. Untangle it. So you can just remove it. And there we have it. There is your old thermal paste and the thermal pads in the corners. You do not need to remove the thermal pad or replace the thermal pads. They're perfectly fine. So to remove the old thermal paste, just grab a working towel and a thermal paste remover OS 100% alcohol and just rub right over the CPU and the GPU. Just remove the excess. The thermal paste is not conductive, so there you go. You only need to clean up the die, the crystal die on the CPU or GPU. Don't worry about going between the capacitors or anything. But if you have the time, just go ahead and do it. There's no harm done. Alright, we clean up this one right here. So let's put it to a side. And now we're gonna clean up the heatsink. Same thing. Wipe it down. Also wipe the CPU or the GPU side. There we go. Alright, now is everything cleaned? What I really like to do with this heat sinks, because they have a coat protection right on the copper, and I like to remove that thing so I get pure copper right on both sides, so there's nothing interfering between the coppers. I use a copper cleaner, so you can grab a copper cleaner and a Q-tip. There we go, and just swipe it. Look, the color changing. It just removes the coating on top of the cover, so you get a way better contact. So this actually helps a lot. It cleans up the copper so you can see how dirty it was. So you don't have to do the whole thing as long as you do the metal part, but if you really want to be picky, do the whole thing. Everybody does. Alright. Now we're gonna grab the computer and we're gonna put the new thermal paste on. So let's put this to one side. Bring back your computer. Do one last part. Make sure there's no dust particles on the die or anything like that. This is a PCH chip. It's not too, it doesn't heat up that much, but it's nice that they have a heatsink for it. So we're gonna be using an RTX Server 5. So do a tiny line on the CPU and tiny drop right on the GPU. And that's pretty much it. Now grab the heatsink. Alright, remember the Wi-Fi cable has to be tangled right there. Everything aligned, all the cables. Once you put it down, don't lift it up. Make sure there's nothing on the way holding it. This cable has to go over. This cable has to go over. And there we go. It's all set in place. So put the good screws, and we gotta go find another screw that is adaptive to this one. So always cross stitch this. Don't go round and round. Do one in one side and the other one on the other side. So there. We're gonna put one of the good ones right in this corner. Right there. I'm guessing the riser is bad on this one because the screw doesn't go as easy when on this one. It's actually going with more pressure. So I'm gonna actually open up the laptop a little bit. I don't want to press on the screen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually, yeah, there's a problem with the risers on this one. There's an actual issue with the riser. That's why I'm guessing on the assembly line, that's why they did the damage on the screw heads. Because the screw goes fine every other one except the other one. There we go. So let's try. You see, I'm trying to put it in. It just goes hard. How about we try putting the original one with a flatter screw head, and we can get a better force on this one. There we go. Then I'm gonna just place the same one in there because it goes all the way down. That's what all it matters. So yeah, as you can see, and now we're gonna put the screw for the fan, one for each fan, one right there and one right on the other fan. Alright, run the cable for the flex cable, slide it right underneath the jack, make sure it's nice and even, close the cable right there, and this one goes right underneath, this goes right there. There we go. Put the fan cable right there inside the jack. Now run the cable for the Wi-Fi. It goes over, under. Have to go underneath here. There we go. Run the cable for the speakers. Same thing, goes over and then under. Connect the jack for the fan right there. Now run the cable for the power jack. And now we're gonna remove all the cable. We're gonna try to push this down in 45-degree angle and then straight it up. And then pull it towards the jack. There we go. And then slide it all the way in. There. Alright, this cable is in place. Run the cable for the speakers. Goes over here, through here, and then it slides right in there. There we go. Alright, and then grab this one here, put it right over the RAM DIMM. Now we gotta grab the bracket on the sides. Left side bracket goes right there. There we go. Put the screw for those. Remember, it has 4 long screws, 1 on every corner. Alright. 1 right there. Okay, I'm guessing this one was going over with the plastic, so let's go ahead and put the cover. The cover has to slide down from the top side down. There we go. Just slide the cover in. It wasn't too hard. And let's put the other bracket on this side so I can show you guys how to put the cover in. Put this corner down. Put this one right there. That one in place. That one right there. This one right there. One more screw I missed. It goes right in this corner. I placed this one right here. Alright, now to put this one here, first put the back end. It just flat, there's no clips or anything. Align the back. Let me see. Right there, just align it. And then just twist it and bring it over. And that's it. Just push it down. And it goes snugly inside. Put the 2 tiny flat screw right on top. 2 tiny flat screw on top of this side. Okay, you see, I made a mistake, so don't do my mistake. You see, this screw has to go over. That's why I hold on this one. This one had to go over here on top. So you see, I have to remove it and remove this screw and put it over the plastic. It doesn't go right underneath, so just remove it a little bit. Remove the screw. Bring it over. Now you can put the screw right over the cover. That's the way it should be. Alright. Grab the tiny screws, put it right on top, and pretty much we are done. We got repasted. So the only issue that we find with this laptop that they have a problem with the risers, that the riser strips are really bad. So the screw, you must have to cut right in here to be able to remove it. And that wasn't somebody removing it, that was the manufacturer error or problem with them. So they put the screw probably in sideways in. That's why what it happened. Alright, and the last thing is to grab the power jack for the battery. Just plug it in. And once it's inside, pretty much we are done. So grab the top cover. Place it right on top. Squish every corner. Alright. Once you have everything squished, make sure you hit those clicks. Do the rubber, press on the rubber legs at the back. And right where the battery is right here, press it like that. You hear the click right there. Alright. Now put the long screws at the back end of the laptop and the 3 short ones right in front of the laptop. And then we can just power it on and we are set to go. You can use any thermal paste you like. You can use with I will leave in the link in the descriptions, the one that I used. But you have to do your thermal replacement every year, every 2 years, depending how many hours a day you use your laptop. and what kind of games or work you do. All right, there we go. We are done over here. Flip over the laptop. You might want to go to the BIOS. Sometimes it might take about 5 seconds. So press the power button, hold down escape, and it goes straight to F10, straight down to the BIOS. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.